Chapter 1 Secrets. The flickering lamp made an island of light in the darkness. The wrinkled hand moved slowly across the page. Outside, the city of Del lay silent, wrapped in sleep. Even those who had long lain awake, grieving for their lost loved ones, had at last fallen into uneasy slumber. The writer's lamp was hidden. The only lights visible in Del burned in the palace on the hill. Lights to comfort the guards who stood watchful by the stairs. Lights that guided two shadows as they slipped through the palace grounds and into the most hidden of its doors. Soon it would be dawn. But the writer worked on. He had lost all track of time. He had been alone so long that for him day and night had almost lost their meaning. He ate when he was hungry and slept when he was tired. And in the long stretches of time between, he wrote. His expert hand rarely faltering, his world shrunk to his secret island of light. The Shadow Lord's tyranny over our land has been ended by the magic and power of the Belt of Deltora. We are free once more, and our king is the same young hero who, with two brave companions, restored the stolen gems to the belt and brought it home to Del. The rejoicing of the people can well be imagined. My own rejoicing is no less. But after all I saw in the 16 years of Shadow Lord rule, and long before that, I am still wary. The enemy is defeated, but not destroyed. He and the creatures of his sorcery have been driven back across the mountains to the Shadowlands, but I fear he has human servants too, and they are still among us. I must therefore remain in hiding until I am certain that the treasure I have protected for so long can be delivered safely to the palace. I try to wait patiently, continuing my work as always, but I confess it is difficult. Since I have been alone, I have been able to make only short visits to the marketplace for news. I dare not stay long away from here. I miss the sun, and have grown very weary of this long, lonely time of waiting. But the treasure must be guarded. That is the most important thing. There will be time enough for sun and news when the treasure is in King Lief's hands. I fear I have wandered from my point. This has been happening more and more of late, and must not continue. My feelings are of no importance. I must restrict myself to my main purpose, which is to paint a word picture of Deltora in this time of tumult. The Shadow Lord has been banished, but now another battle has begun, a battle against the famine, misery, and devastation he has left behind him. Of all the evils facing us, the most terrible is our growing understanding of how many of our people have been taken to the Shadowlands as slaves. The farms of the northeast and the west have been emptied of people. The best fighters of the Mere and the Plains have been taken. With only one exception, so has every member of the Jailers tribe, who was not slaughtered at the time of the invasion. Thousands have gone from Del itself. The land can be healed and the rivers cleansed. Crops can be sown once more. Houses and workplaces can be repaired. All over Deltora the work has already begun. But the prisoners in the Shadowlands are out of our reach, and their families and friends cannot be comforted. The marketplace buzzes with talk. There is a growing clamour for a rescue attempt to be made. It has become so loud of late that I am sure it is being fermented by Shadow Lord spies. It would suit the enemy very well for Lief to lead an army across the border. What better way to lay hands on him? So far, I am thankful to say, Lief has refused even to consider an invasion of the Shadowlands. He must be as aware as I am that without a powerful weapon to combat the Shadow Lord's magic, such an attempt would be a fruitless waste of life. Yet how his heart must ache when the people cry out to him and he must deny their hopes. If only he knew that I could help him. If only he knew I even existed. They say that he has begun to keep away from crowds.